Something's really changing in the world of business. There's this new kind of entrepreneur popping up, one who believes that making a profit and having a purpose aren't just compatible, they're basically two sides of the same coin. And we're not talking about charity here. This is about weaving a mission right into the DNA of a company. And this quote, it just nails it. It's a total 180 from the old school way of thinking, profit at all costs. These founders are out there proving that doing good for the planet can actually do wonders for the bottom line. Okay, so that all sounds great, right? But how? How does it work in the real world? How do you turn a passion for the planet into a business that actually makes money and can grow? Well, that's the big question, and we're about to break down exactly how they're pulling it off. All right, let's start at the very beginning. For most of these eco-entrepreneurs, the whole journey doesn't kick off with a business plan or a market analysis. Nope, it starts with a personal frustration, a problem they saw in their own lives that they just couldn't ignore anymore. That initial spark, it almost always comes from a moment of just being fed up. These founders aren't just chasing a gap in the market. They're trying to solve a problem that genuinely affects them. They see something that's just broken in their world, and they feel this powerful urge to fix it, not just for themselves, but for everybody. So let's take Rhea Kapoor in Mumbai. She's just looking around her own home and is absolutely floored by the mountain of plastic bottles her family was going through every single month, just from regular cleaning supplies and stuff. It's a problem I think most of us can probably relate to, right? But here's the cool part. Instead of just accepting it, she turned that frustration into a real innovation. What started in her kitchen grew into this awesome community-supported refill station model. And the impact? It's been massive. Her business is now profitable and has diverted over 15 tons, tons of plastic waste from landfills. Now that is tangible change. And this isn't some one-off story. Let's jump thousands of miles away to Costa Rica, where a surfer named Luis Ortega was feeling that same frustration. He was watching his happy place, the ocean, literally getting choked with plastic waste, washing up on his favorite beaches day after day. So what does he do? He doesn't just organize a beach cleanup. No, he engineers a solution. He starts designing these amazing, high-performance surfboards made from recycled fishing nets. He even partners with local fishermen to turn that marine pollution directly into performance gear. It's a perfect, self-sustaining loop. Now, these stories are super inspiring for sure, but there's always a skeptic in the room asking, yeah, but is it actually profitable? Can you make real money doing this? So let's dig into the business case. Okay, this is the big myth we really need to bust. It's this common assumption that being sustainable is just an extra cost, some kind of luxury that only big companies can afford. But these entrepreneurs are totally flipping that idea on its head. So check this out. Take Emma Wright, co-founder of a skincare company in the UK. By switching to refillable packaging, she didn't add costs, she totally slashed them. That one move led to a 30% reduction in her logistics costs alone. Turns out, sustainability forced her to be more efficient, and it paid off big time. And the benefits didn't even stop there. That same refill program tripled her customer retention. I mean, think about that for a second. Customers weren't just buying a product. They were buying into a system, into the whole mission, and they just kept coming back for more. So what all this data really shows is that this isn't just about feeling good. It creates a real, honest-to-goodness competitive edge. You end up with fiercely loyal customers, your supply chains are more transparent and resilient, and your business is pretty much future-proofed against new regulations that are probably coming anyway. For a small brand, that is a massive advantage. So if the business side makes perfect sense, how do these startups actually grow? It's not like they have these giant marketing budgets. Instead, they rely on a really powerful combination of authentic storytelling, smart technology, and a community-first mindset. Just look at the playbook from Green Trail, a sustainable gear brand. They simply documented their entire process with radical honesty on Instagram, showing you who stitched their bags and exactly where their materials came from. The result? Their sales doubled in a year with basically zero traditional ad spend. They built a movement. They're also using tech to build that all-important trust. You've got startups like Earth Ledger using blockchain to give customers undeniable proof that a product is what it claims to be, whether that's fair trade coffee or low-carbon shoes. So transparency isn't just a promise anymore. It's verifiable proof. And maybe most importantly, They're ditching that old, cutthroat, dog-eat-dog mentality of business for a new model of cooperation. The Bamboo Network in Southeast Asia is a perfect example of this. You've got all these small makers pooling resources, sharing logistics and marketing so they can reach a global market they could never get to on their own. It's brilliant. So when you put all of this together, the personal stories, the smart economics, the new growth strategies, it all points to something bigger. These eco-entrepreneurs aren't just building new companies. They are fundamentally redefining what it even means for a business to be successful. This slide really lays it out. It's like the new scorecard for business. On the left, you've got your traditional metrics, market share, revenue, all that stuff. And yeah, that's still important. But now it's paired with the impact metrics on the right. How many tons of waste were diverted? How many lives were improved? How much carbon was saved? Profit is still essential, but it's seen as the fuel for the mission, not the mission itself. And this brings us right back to the human element. Rhea Kapoor calls it an emotional ROI. It's that fulfillment you get from knowing your work is making a real difference in the world. You can't quantify that on a spreadsheet, but it's the powerful motivator that drives this entire movement. The key takeaway here is that this isn't just a passing trend or some niche market. As consumer awareness keeps growing and government policies start to change, this approach is becoming the new standard. Purpose and profit are merging for good. And that leaves us with a final question, not just for entrepreneurs, but really for all of us. As the lines between commerce and impact keep getting blurrier, every business will eventually have to answer this. What value are you creating for the world beyond just the financial numbers?